Cold as shit up here.
It's good training weather.
What you be training for?
You gotta stay training, man. You can't be out of shape.
Look at his belly hanging out his shirt. Talking about, yeah, I
You never
mean,
know when you're gonna need your training.
nah, you right, Doug. You right. How you been, though? You good?
Been all right. Haven't been on duty too much. I think some marshals are still investigating me. I got
Shit.
a delayed subpoena a couple days ago saying that during all that stuff, so I allowed them. I consented to like 3 days of phone and bank records, and then behind my back they subpoenaed like extra days, and I just got noticed of it a couple days ago.
Behind your back.
Yeah, I mean, so like they asked for permission to go through stuff, and I gave it to them. But then at the same time, they
They did the extra
also,
stuff. Yeah, I see. Okay.
yeah, and I just found out about it. But there's nothing for
Which
them to
marshals,
find.
though?
I mean, Knight was definitely involved, and then
Brian Knight.
McAllister and Ruth.
Fucking Brian Knight. Hate that motherfucker, Brian Knight.
Um, how you been?
um, you know what? I've been good, Bjorn. There is some stuff that is gonna be happening for like the next week. I'm gonna be in deep shit. Um, but other than that, life's been good.
What kind of stuff?
I don't really like. I mean, I'll tell you the details when it happens. I don't really like tell you the details now. You know what I mean? But just know it's bad stuff. What do you know about the Faceless? You like them? How do you feel about them?
Well, sensitive topic.
And why is that?
It's hard to go into much detail, but let's just say I'm not their biggest fan.
Hmm. Well, I'm not the biggest fan myself. Not anymore. I'm sure you're not stupid, right? Could have put two and two together. I used to. Well, I still do. I still work with the Faceless, but not for long. Not for long.
What changed?
Well, I don't want to go into details, but let's just say we disagree. Don't see eye to eye no more.
Hmm. I didn't know for sure, but I've seen plenty of reports and investigations to think that at the very least, few of your gang members would be involved because, from what I can tell, pretty much every group and gang member has at least a few people that either work for them or have in the past.
A pretty good observation right there, Bjorn. But it's good to know they don't like him.
I can't go into details, but I will tell you I have a lot of very good and serious reasons not to like them. I have never worked for them, and no one in the guild has ever worked for them. And there's a reason for that.
Hmm. The You know what, Bjorn? Maybe next week when more than likely shit's gonna go sideways. No, we have another meeting and we open up about the reasons. It might be good to be a bit more transparent with each other, right?
It could be beneficial, yeah, because there's a lot of things about them that I'm looking into, and you might be able to piece it together.
Now, when you say you're looking into it, you looking into it as the guild or you looking into it as the cop? Because you know,
Not
Bjorn, I
as a
don't like
city
to.
guard. Not as a city guardsman. This is off the books.
Yeah, I know you're not a cop, right? I know you're deep undercover in the police. But you know, I can't be working with the police, Bjorn. I work with you, but not with the police.
Nah, this is on my own. This is a whole different thing. And most of what I'm finding, the PD's never going to learn. Just say I've been tracking Charlie for about a week.
Hmm. Oh, hold on.
Well, I haven't been on duty much lately, as I've been looking into Charlie and Blue a bit. And I've been tracking Charlie around the city.
Really? Tell you what. The way my plan is intended, I'm planning to make moves against them, or from the shadows. So when these moves do happen, I'll still go to the meetings, and I will still be in the know of what's going on from their side. Okay, you know, maybe help you out with some of that tracking information you might need, and
Just
what's going on.
gonna have to be really careful. They got ears and eyes everywhere, and they know a lot of shit.
Oh, I know. I will be honest with you, beyond the way it's going to happen, there's a very high likelihood that I get burnt pretty fast, but we'll see. Hopefully not.
You already have something in mind you're planning for this?
I do, and let's just say it's already in motion. It's already happening.
Okay.
Why are you tracking him? If you don't mind me asking. What? Can't go into detail?
I have something.
Oh, hold on.
It's hard to get into too much of it right now, but a long time ago, something happened with me and some other people that caused us to be slightly connected to them. And since then, they've been watching and following me for a while. And more recently, something happened that's caused me to need to escalate the situation.
When you say slightly connected, connected in a good way or connected in a bad way?
More of a neutral way. And I know that might sound confusing, but maybe one day I'll be able to share exactly what I mean.
Hmm.
But it's caused me to need to look into them deeply. And so I've been tracking Charlie and monitoring some faceless stuff, including like the other day where it seems some of them tried to take out Leon Edwards and then had a meeting up in Vinewood. Believe I saw Rissa's Blue Sigma 2 leaving that meeting.
You see, wait, what did you say?
Looked like Rissa's Blue Sigma 2. I'm assuming not her driving it though.
What of a car? You said when Leon Edwards was up there?
No, so you know what happened to Leon Edwards a couple days ago down by
Perhaps,
Catfish
perhaps.
View?
Yeah, perhaps.
Shortly after that, several cars gathered in
No, I
Vinewood
was there for that.
around the building where the masquerade event happened.
Mm.
And at the same time, most of these vehicles left southward. And around that time, a vehicle that looked like one of your gang members was left that area as well.
Mm. You say the area, talking about the house, right?
Yeah. There were several cars parked in driveways and bushes in the area that tried to hide. I don't know if that was real. I assumed could be you driving that. I've seen other besties people drive that vehicle, but whenever I think of a baby blue Sigma 2, I think of Rissa.
But I'll tell you this much: I was at that meeting, and well, I didn't even see that car, so it must have been somebody else that drove it.
Could have been a coincidence. Maybe it was just leaving the area at the same time. It left a little bit before. So there were two vehicles, one white, one black, four-door. The white one was hidden in a bush near the house, slightly a couple houses down across the street. It and another blacked out vehicle left at the same time. The Sigma 2 left maybe 5 to 10 minutes before those ones. So there's a chance it was unrelated, but it left the same direction as those vehicles.
Mm. By the way, I don't know if you heard, but that motherfucker Leon Edwards in the ICU.
I did hear, yeah.
I want to speak to him, but well, never got the chance to.
I don't know much about what was happening that day. That was just one day that I was watching over stuff, and it all seemed connected. That cars were meeting at that house right after this happened because it seemed like Leon was involved with this somehow.
No, this is what happened, Bjorn. Leon Edwards. Well, I don't know if it was painted as snitch or if it was a snitch. Either way, he was made out to be a snitch. He apparently showed up to the house, and then one thing led to another, and he got gunned down. He then got dumped up at Catfish View,
Hmm.
and now he's in ICU, in a coma. Can't even speak to him.
I can let you know when he gets out of ICU if I hear.
That'll be good. Now, what about this? What about this Charlie motherfucker? You said you've been tracking him, right? Where did you see him going? Like, is he like frequent spots? Does he go anywhere? No.
Let me ask you: if you knew he was going to be in a certain place, what would you do with that?
Well, at this moment in time, nothing. Come next week, it might be a whole different scenario, right? Like I said, I don't want to get burned, but once I'm burned, then the gloves are off. So, knowing his location once I'm burned could be beneficial.
Let me ask you what you know about their structure. Who answers to who?
Well, the blue guy, from what I understand, he's the boss. Charlie's a dog. but Charlie's like the main dog, you know? Now, there's a lot of other guards. Now, I don't know what their standings are. I have no idea.
Who does Blue answer to?
Well, I have heard, I don't know if the word answer to, but I have heard Charlie speak about investors. Now, I don't know anything about that, but
Were you at the masquerade event?
I don't think so.
You know about it?
When was that?
Months ago. 3, 4 months ago, maybe?
I don't think I did.
There's a masquerade party that happened around 4 months ago on Didion at that house in Vinewood. You know, right above Tequila La,
Hmm.
thrown by Maximilian Angel.
Really? Maximilian Angel, huh?
A large majority of the PD was there undercover. They already knew it. That was likely a faceless base of operation. And you know who else showed up there?
Huh.
A man in a blue mask. But there wasn't just one, there were three. And all three of them were following around a man in a white mask.
Hmm. Now the white mask. Was the white mask very similar to the blue mask?
It was just white.
Right, so now
So we're what we've been wondering if I've been trying to figure out how the structure works. Is this white guy, the person in the white mask, who Blue answers to, and there's multiple people in this blue position that are more like a rank.
I'll tell you this. A lot of these meetings I go to, there's the blue mask. The blue mask is there, right? And it's surrounded by a bunch of guards wearing the white mask. The way it makes it seem is that the blue mask is, you know, he's the hierarchy. The white masks are there to protect them. Maybe that's an illusion. I don't know.
I'll have to double check my information from that and see. It could be nothing, but I've been trying to figure out because I've toyed with the idea of scooping up Charlie, but I don't think he'd ever give any useful information. I think he'd rather die, and I think he would just get replaced.
Okay, let me put it this way, Bjorn. I think you're completely right. I do think Charlie would he would go out before he'd give you any information. And I do think he will be replaced. But I also think he's a very big loss. Like I said, Charlie's the guy that does like the day-to-day operations. He's the one that deals with all the assets. He's the one that does all the hard work, right? He's the one that gets his hands dirty. So, he would be a pretty big loss.
I think so too. The one thing I do know, though, is that anytime the PD has scooped up any of these people that are closely connected to them, they've taken cyanide pills before they could be questioned. Every single one of them.
Damn. Hey, don't fuck around.
No, No. So what I know in this, be careful with this information, and if you do share it, you know, even with people close, just it can't have come from me for now. Although there's a good chance they already know that I'm looking into them because they seem to know a lot. But I've come across Charlie meeting on the top of the Maze Bank Tower with Cuddles.
Really? Cuddles.
Yep. And I came across him meeting down at the Russian docks with Frank and Nora of the News Chronicle.
Hmm. Ah, that motherfucker Frank. Let me tell you.
I don't know what is up with them because in their recent issues they've said how they're afraid for their lives, they're being threatened by what seems like the Faceless, but they were willing participants of this meeting. They weren't kidnapped. They chose to be there to meet with Charlie down at the docks.
Let me tell you something. The fact that this motherfucker Frank and Nora are still alive is very shocking to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, I think I think next week, Bjorn, we'll have another meeting and we're ready to go over this shit. But there's a lot of stuff like that doesn't make sense.
From your end or my end?
From what I know, stuff that I have seen.
Gotcha. What do you know about Nest?
I don't know. I don't know much about. I don't know much about Nest. I have seen the. I have seen the billboards and advertisements and stuff, but other than that, I don't know much.
There's one really important billboard or sign that's up near Legion Square, right above the bank.
Hmm.
It's a rotating billboard, and it goes through Nest, Wolf International, and Epsilon. You know who owns who bought the Epsilon building?
I don't.
You know, remember like when New Epsilon was growing pretty big in the middle of Vinewood?
It was a lady, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Eliza.
Eliza, yeah.
So they had a big community, a lot of people growing there. That building was purchased and given to the New Epsilon group by the Faceless.
Really. Hmm.
This Nest company has been cited all over the city, and their plaques have gone up in various places. And the laws also have connection to Wolf International, where Wolf International seems to be buying up property and holding it all over the city. And the Nest company seems to be, for example, you might remember there was a bombing at City Hall.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
I thought you might. And afterwards, Nest was put up a plaque that they were helping rebuild, and they helped provide the government with like supplies and stuff to rebuild City Hall after it blew up.
I do remember that. I was actually there, cleaning up
For
the
the
mess.
cleanup.
That's right.
So this company Nest seems to be constantly rebuilding things around the city like that, and the Wolf International seems to be buying up the properties. And both of these companies, as well as Epsilon, all seem to be connected to the Faceless.
Mm.
And we don't know what their end goal is, but They're clearly doing something very big and working towards something very big towards the entirety of the city.
I'm not, I don't know about the Wolf. What's the company? The Wolf what?
Wolf
Wolf
International.
International. Gotta find out more about that company. I don't know much about them. Good to know though, Bjorn.
Whenever we meet next week, I'll probably be able to fill you in on some more stuff. I've some of this stuff is things that me and some other people have been investigating for like over 6 months. We've been watching this stuff for a while,
How
since
about
before
this?
I was a city guardsman.
How about this? We'll meet up next week when this plan really gets moving. I'll fill you in on every single part of the details. And then whatever you have, I might be able to help you out.
Okay.
A lot of,
Do
like I
you
said,
have
go ahead.
do you have a day that this is this like a singular event that's happening that's going to
It's
kick off?
multiple events.
Got you. Okay.
So hopefully this plan goes in motion on Monday. So Monday we can meet
Mm,
up and really speak about it, you know?
okay.
And I fill you in on every single thing. Look, at the end of the day, the stuff that you know, the stuff that I know, we put it together and maybe with the same goal here, Bjorn, you know what I mean? The same goal.
I agree. I think I'm gonna keep watching Charlie because from what I can tell, Blue doesn't really go out and about. And like you said, I've kind of come to the conclusion Charlie's kind of the guy on the ground, kind of handling most things. So if there was ever anyone we needed to scoop up or grab, I don't know if it's the best idea, but if we were to, it'd have to be Charlie.
Hmm, I do agree. And
So I've been trying to.
like I said, Bjorn, even though Charlie is the guy that gets his hands dirty and he's the one on the ground, I'm telling you, he's one of the most valuable assets that the Faces has. He is replaceable, like I said, but if he goes missing, I feel like it's going to hinder their operation pretty heavily, at least for a while.
He might have to go missing then. It's just not going to be easy.
Hmm. All right, and my dog. We'll meet up on Monday, all right?
Sounds good.
We'll get this shit moving. But until
Good
then, you
luck.
stay safe, my dog, all right?
Yeah, you too. Good luck with this big thing on Monday.